It's serious. You know, a lot of people are just, sometimes I wonder why people, let me use the word dapa in Nigeria. Why? Because they don't understand the amount of wealth that is in Nigeria. That's why you go and sell your house, sell everything, go abroad to go and do something. Knowing that even we, I mean, no disrespect to all our people abroad, and they're all doing well. But there are some people that, they actually have no reason living the country. There's a green pasture here as well. Tonight, we want to talk about the hidden secrets, the hidden untapped wealth in the tourism sector in Nigeria. And somebody will be asking, what exactly is XTRALARGE doing in tourism? Thank you very much. So, there's a secret in business. As God is helping you gain ground in one particular sector, you have to add more value. Okay. I'm sorry, this network has been throwing me in and out. I think we'll just do a brief introduction and we'll probably fix another date while we continue to do some things, in the world. And fitting. Let me give you a typical example. We have a family friend who used to be, he's a very, up till now, he's still a very big publisher, a printer, and all that. And all his life, the man should be about 60 now, all his life, he has always been, investing into buying machines, printing machines. Yeah, the 201 machines, the 401, what did they call it? Different cord machine, different type of machines that they use in printing flyers, printing, there was a time in this country that everything is about flyer. And you have to go ahead and print flyer. Anything you want to do, you must print flyer, you must print journals, you must print this, you must print that. Do you know that now? Because this man has become so comfortable in his state and he believes that is how the thing will be going. not following the trend. Even when the whole economy, the trend, let me put it that way, the trend in printing had changed. Right now you see a very few flowers flying here and there. Everybody's doing what they have to do online. You have digital, you have e-flyers, you have all that. That's what people make use of now. Now, people like that who have used their whole life to get loans from the bank just to buy machines that can print these things. Now there is no longer market for those things. So in whatever business that you find yourself, in whatever career that you find yourself, you must be following the trend. You must know what is next. You don't just say, oh, because I'm making so much money in this thing, I will just sit down there. You are not looking for an extra value to add. If you don't add extra value to what you're doing, if you don't look for a new way to do what you're doing, it may be the same thing you're doing, but you're not presenting it in a different form, because they said newness is the wine of life. Newness in the wine of life. Look at, maybe you have a house, and it's your house. It's not a rented apartment. So it may be difficult for you to get out of that house, But there'll be a point in time that you just discover that you are just so tired of that house. But it's your house. You can't vacate the house. It's your property. And maybe you don't have another house. Maybe that's the only house you have. But do you know that the moment you just wake up and say, okay, the arrangement of this sitting room, maybe the chair was sitting this way and everybody was facing the TV, you can say, okay, we're going to change this sitting arrangement and just make it like this. And if you go further and you just buy maybe some house paint and you just paint it, maybe the color was like cream before, I say, okay, let's change it to white, or let's add some touch of green, you discover that the whole atmosphere in the house will change. Everything, the happiness in the house, everybody will be feeling new, because there's this joy that comes with new things, that comes with newness. So newness is the wine of life. So anything that you're doing, don't continue to do the same thing the same way. You must add newness to it. And that answers why extra large is always, adding value. Look for more value. Somebody say, are you people not tired? We are not tired because we have not yet gotten to where we're going. We have not yet gotten to where we are going. The journey is still very far, and I pray that we shall all get there. Newness is the tonic of life. If you're selling water, if you're a pharmacist, if you are a fashion designer, whatever you are doing, add something new to what you're doing. Now, to the glory of God, Extra Large is championing agri-tourism in Nigeria. And we are always very proud to be the ones to champion, good things. I remember when we went to register the food spittle at the CAC, and they were like, which one is this one again? They've never heard it before. They don't even understand what it means. And they were looking for which category, which sector are they going to put us on, that they could not understand. It's not a restaurant. It's not an hospital. Okay, what exactly is this? And then they gave us a pioneer status. They call it pioneer status with the Ministry of Trade. They said, this is a pioneer status. This thing is not common. It has not been done before, just like what we have in agritourism. Now, there are so many hotels in Nigeria, in Africa, very beautiful, very fine and all that. But there are only a very few resorts. An hotel is just a place, probably just come, sleep, stay for some days. But most times you don't have any attraction or whatever that is, no, nothing. It's just to sleep, wake up. Oh, it may be fine, yeah, but but when you go to a resort is a place where even if you decide to stay for 1 month, there will be something keeping you going there. And it's not a busy place. It's not a regular place. It's a place distant from town, so that you can have your peace. You can have a relaxation. Your mind can be at rest. You can focus. You can strategize for the new level of your life. You unwind, get away from home. That's what a resort is like. Now, how many resorts do we have in Nigeria? we can count. Very, 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 very few. Very, 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 very few. Now, how many resorts do we have in Nigeria that are also operating a farm? I need you to answer that one. I need you to answer that one. How many resorts do you know in Nigeria that are operating as a farm? How many do you know?
Only one. Extra large.
Only one. We know only one.
Only one.
Only extra large.
No, please,
It's
let's
a unique one.
That is,
I want us to be better. Don't say it because you just want to.
No, that's it now. That's the only one we know.
Unless outside Nigeria.
It's the only one operating resort in a farm at the same time.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
For that matter.
I think
Never happened.
We all need to give ourselves a very big round of applause.
Face setter.
Because we need to actually take time to understand what we carry. You know, when you don't know what you carry, it's like the story of the goat, the lion. Sorry, let me meet everybody because it's like the story of a lion that, you know, the mother gave birth to him, and, you know, while they were moving, you know, translocating, or what do they call it? Transiting from one place to another, you know, the lion mistakenly strolled away, and, you know, he was just there, no father, no mother, no family. And so one time when some goats were passing, he just saw the family of goats and he followed them home, and he began to, you know, cohabit with them and all that. And he was growing, you know, with the goats. So when the goats are here, when they are eating grass and doing all those rubbish things that goats do, he's also doing it, because he has forgotten his identity. He doesn't know what he carries. He doesn't know who he is, you know. And when other, maybe like other animals, small animals, when they come to scare the goats in the forest, it too will be running. Meanwhile, you are an animal that other animals should be running away from. But because he did not know who he was, he had forgotten his identity, because he was just mixing in the midst of the other people. There was nothing much for him until the day, you know, that he saw, you know, they went to another part of the forest, and as they were also transiting again, they now came in contact with another mother lion. And it was by the river. And when that lion, as he was trying to cross, he checked himself, you know, there's a mirror, you know, you can see yourself on top of the water like a mirror. And when he says, I look like this thing that people are running away from. This is who I look like. I'm not actually part of these groups. And that was the day he was, you know, reconciled to his family. And when the family saw, as they were chasing the other goats and everything, he just stood his ground, you know, and the family, you know, reconciled with him and took him back into the family. If you don't know the value of what you carry, there's a possibility for you to suffer what you are not supposed to suffer. There's a possibility for you to be saying, oh, Nigeria is bad, there is no money, there is no this, there is no that, because you don't know what you carry. Now that you know that what you carry, an association that you belong to, your own company, XTRALARGE, is the only company you know that has a resort and has a farm, that operates a farm inside a resort. Let me tell you another fantastic thing about the XTRALARGE resorts. Now, we have this waterfall also inside the XTRALARGE resorts. And the only place where we have that type of thing, the easy one you can liken it to is the Ikogosi in, is that Ekiti State? In Ekiti State, you know. But that's why some of us in this tourism club and everything, we shall be organizing tours to other places not only in extra large, so that we can really, you know, when you don't go to other places, you will not know the value of what you carry. So when we go to other places, we'll be arranging some tours once in a while, go to other places, see what it looks like and everything. You know, somebody was at the extra large resort on Friday, yeah. He just returned from the US, you know, and he's one of the representatives of Nigeria in a certain what you guys have here, there are only a few, even international top star hotels, 5-star hotels all over the world that have this type of finishing and everything that you have here. So talking about Ikogosi has this water spring. It's a spring. It's a spring and it's just a small river flowing. It's not a waterfall. But at extra large farms, you have a mountain, a gigantic mountain. How many people know how tall I am? I don't know how many people have seen me before. You know, the mountain is like ×6 of my height. That's about, how many, see you, that's about 40. That's about 30 feet. Yes, that's about 30 feet high, the mountain. I think it's even more than that. About 30 feet high. That's the mountain. And then you have, on that mountain, you have hot water, about 80 degrees temperature, hot water falling on top of that mountain. And just at the other side of the same mountain, you have very cold, chilled water falling from the same mountain. And at the bottom of the mountain, you have a warm swimming pool and a spring by the side, you know, where a mixture of the hot water and cold water is, where people can actually sit down, relax and everything. And then inside that mountain, you have a healing spa, whereby you can come for your healing. There are natural gemstones already buried in the foundation of that healing spa, such that once you enter into that place, with the temperature of the hot water that is coming from the rock and the gemstones that are already on the floor where you are putting your bare feet, no slippers, no shoes, is coming into that place. He's entering from under. I hope we all know that there is every part of our organs of our body represented under our feet. You know, it's coming in through under your feet and going straight into every part of your system, all your organs, your kidneys, your liver, your heart, every part of your body, and is doing a massive detoxification exercise inside that. And then you come out of that healing cave, healing spa, and you just go to the back of that mountain, and there you are. You see another rooftop restaurant. So you can actually go and have a very nice lunch or dinner or whatever you want on top of the mountain. It is only at Extra Large Farms, and it is the only one in the whole of Nigeria. Oh, I need to hear somebody make some noise because of this.
Extra large.
Oh, wow. 100%.
Blazing the trail.
100%.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
He's really wow.
This is how you're
Thank you very much. You know, that's just one of the many attractions. You talk about the cattle ranching system that we have there. And we have cattle from Australia, we have cattle from Poland, we have cattle from France, we have different species of cattle that are there, you know, so we can have a feel of what it looks like, you know, in other countries. Then you go ahead to the herbal farming plantation and you see how we are growing the radish in the most organic form. You know, even just inhaling whatever without you eating or drinking anything there, just inhaling it enough is okay for you. And you go out of there, you go towards a reception area, you know, you begin to see life at another level entirely. I'm going to show you a video shortly. You know, of somebody that even saw the results on Facebook and, you know, just came around with another mindset, and he left with another mindset entirely. You know, you check the rooms, you know, In fact, you only need to be reminding yourself that we are still in Nigeria. You know, the level of comfort, the beds, the accessories, the lightings, the colors. Right now we have 50 rooms, you know, and we are already planning for more, you know. But there is none of the 50 rooms that looks like the other. There is none of the 50 rooms. The colors are different, the designs are different, the ceilings are different, the lightings are different, everything, you know. So you come into every room out of the 50. If you come to that place 50 times and sleep in a different room, it will give you a feel like you've never been there before. Some of us who have been there, they understand, you know, what we're trying to say. And then talk about the food. We are giving you the freshest of the, in fact, when you talk about freshness, you find it here at XTRALARGE, you know. And there are so many recreational facilities. You can do your games, indoor, outdoor games. You can do your exercises. In fact, there are teas we wake you up with in the morning. You take your detox teas, your natural cleansing teas without any form of chemicals. You know, you go to different machines. The one that will shake your body, the one that will burn your fat, the one that will massage your body, the one that will enhance blood circulation, and so many things. You go ahead and say, okay, let me go and have a relaxation at the back there, and there you are at the swimming pool, and you are enjoying yourself on another level. You say, okay, what am I going to do this evening? And we are saying, okay, there's a movie showing the latest premiere movies, and you are going straight to the cinema. You will see your movie inside a farm. Inside a farm. Another very nice thing for me, you see, normally when I'm in my house, for example, the latest I can, that, oh, I woke up late today, will be 4:30. I woke up very late, will be 4:30. Like today, and I think we woke up around after, you know. But I noticed that even me as MD, anytime I sleep in Agritech, sometimes I will wake up by 7 o'clock. And I'm like, what's happening here? Except I deliberately set alarm, maybe if we have an event and everything. So even if he's doing that to me, then you can imagine a medical doctor was there over the weekend, and she woke up around 8 o'clock, and she was like, that was the first time in her entire life that there is nothing that can make her wake up by 8. It tells you how serene, how quiet the environment is. You know, and all these things that we have already, they are just like a tip of the iceberg, because we have not even started at all. Where we are going is still very far. Don't forget that a complete educational system is coming into Agritech, from nursery to primary to secondary to higher institution, by the special grace of God. Our own financial institutions coming there. A massive shopping mall is coming inside.
Wow.
A world class like the of Disney is coming into Agritech, an amusement park, a massive amusement park for children. Training center for different things is coming there. A senior citizens facility, which people call old people's home, is coming inside there. An orphanage for less privileged children is coming. You can just dream and continue to dream. Everything is there. God has blessed us with the land. So it's a city indeed. Now, let me give you a very quick analysis as we begin to round up for tonight, because this is just an introduction we are having tonight. And then you will now make up your mind whether you want to really be part of this, it's not a moving train, of this moving jet. Let me shock you. Every year in Nigeria, over 20 million Nigerians travel from one place to another in search of new attractions, fun, recreational facilities, and so on, as they seek to, relieve themselves of their everyday stress, unwind, cool off their brains, and reposition themselves, with a fresher mindset to meet their everyday challenges. 20 million people in Nigeria doing that. I hope we know that right now we are close to about 250 million people in Nigeria. And I strongly believe that figure is very wrong, because we've been celebrating we are 20 million now for about 20 or 20 something years since they did the last census. And we are still saying now we are 230 million. Does it mean that we only grew by 30 million people, in over 20 years? Now, over 5 million of this population spend an average. I'll need somebody to bring out their calculators, because we need to press some figures tonight. So you understand what you are coming into and how you have no excuse not to make good money for yourself. Over 5 million of this population spend an average of about 3 to 5 million naira on international travels. We all know what international travel means. You get your visa, you get your ticket, you book your hotels, you pay for your tours, you pay for your feeding and everything, transporting within the country and everything from one place to another. So if you're traveling abroad, you should be, you know, especially with your family, you can't spend less than 3 to 5 million naira on international travels. And that figure is giving us an average of 15 trillion naira that people spend on international travels every year. If 5 million are doing that and they're spending an average of 3 million, you do the math, please. 5 million times 3 million people give you 15 trillion naira. Money that they are moving out of this country to another country. And we said we are poor, yet we are taking this much, 15 trillion. There are so many states in Nigeria that all their budget is not up to 1 trillion. Yet Nigerians, is all their budgets are in billions. All budgets are in billions, except the federal government budget, you know. Yet we, the citizens, are taking average of 3 million out in the name of tourism. Now, this is not adding to the remaining about 15 million. Don't forget, we are talking about 20 million Nigerians who are able to, afford the luxury of going on holidays. So we are not saying all the 200 million, 250 million people in Nigeria can afford to go on holidays. No, because inside this population, we have the poor, permit me to use that word. We have the average and middle class, which are that's the class that travels the most. And then we have the very rich. Most very rich people may not even have time to travel. They just do their meetings on Zoom because, their life is so schemed that there is no time to be going from one place to another, especially if it's for tourism, except if it's for work, So we still have another 15 million population who cannot afford international travels, but they are still able to expend an average of about 500,000 to 1 million naira on local tourism and to, local other states, neighboring states, and neighboring countries, expending an average of another 15 to 16 trillion. Because if you have the 15 million people now, and you multiply it by, let's say 500,000, for example, in fact, that will give you, another average of about 15 to 16 trillion spent on local tourism. 31 trillion revenue above has not captured the figure expended by multinational and local companies on trainings, retreats, and conferences for their staff, running to about another 20 trillion. You know how many multinational companies are in Nigeria, and they must send their staff on trainings annually. They must do retreats, they must hold conferences and all that, and they need, places like a resort to be able to do that. First 31 trillion that we captured before has not even, included all these companies and all that. Now, the question I want to ask everybody now is that people have the option of holidaying home or having a comfortable place that has this countries or in the neighboring countries, a fantastic place which is more affordable and offers the same level of attractions and amenities here in Nigeria. Won't they stay? Won't they stay, please? Now, another question is, how many functional and luxury resorts do we have in Nigeria? Let me give you a typical example. I'm very happy. Ambassador Uche was sharing something with us in the advanced tourism class this afternoon, that when she was young, before she left Nigeria for the UK, there was this resort in Enugu or somewhere, and recently when she came back home, she was like, oh, this is where our father used to take us. Oh, let's go there and let's go and, do just maybe like an holiday. And she's got there and it was a whole mess. It was so unkept, and everything. There's another one in Nigeria that was really trending at the time, the Obudu Cattle Ranch. I'm sure many of us would have heard about it. And many of us may have even visited that place at one time or the other. People travel from all over Nigeria just to go there, just because they say, oh, there's a place, it's nice, it's this, it's that, you know. Right now, that place is a ghost land. Yes, night, lake and resort. Thank you, ma. You know, that place is a ghost land. There's another one in Lagos. They call it Unagbe Resort. It's owned by the Oni of Ife. And you have to travel by jetty. That's on water from Lekki to the particular destination. You have to be on how many hours on water?
30 minutes on water.
It's more because some people said they left in the morning and they got to that place late at night. Yeah, because the jetty was, that was what Ezekiel was telling us, that they can never go there again. You know. Excuse me. I'm sure they were trying to create, like, you know, a very, a high class environment and all that. And that's why you have to travel on water for that long. You know. But, you know, because I'm very sorry to use this word, but, you know, many of these people, you know, when they, I don't really know how to say, they have the money, but they don't have time to monitor, to look after the things that they're spending this money on. Right now, that place also is just, you know, a shadow of itself. How many resorts? Excuse me. Sorry. Yes, I think I need it. Sorry, excuse me, please. So how many functional and luxury resorts do we have in Nigeria that can cater to the needs of this large population? The answer is we have just very few. Telling us tonight that we have a very large untapped and unmaximized market in the tourism industry. They are still taking this money outside. They are still taking this money outside. Over 31 trillion naira is still being taken outside. XTRALARGE Farms and Resorts has established the most beautiful, most luxurious, you know, amenities and attraction-packed resort, which can simply be described as a paradise away from home. The infusion of an integrated farming system as a natural waterfall amidst other attractions makes it a top destination for all. This new resort also offers luxury at a very affordable rate, and the demand for its services are very high at the moment. Let me show you a video quickly before we begin to round up for tonight. Okay. Somebody said, "Hope expansion will start soon." Yeah. This is XTRALARGE resort you're looking at. Hear the testimony of this man.
On Facebook, and I was thinking maybe they were fake, so I decided to say, okay, let me give you a try. There is no harm in trying. So I got a contact with one of their agents, one of the farmer agents, Bisola, who actually gave me a special offer and said, let me test. But when I got here, it was awesome, because what I saw on ground, I thought maybe I was in maybe South Africa or outside Nigeria. And from the seminar and everything that I have the opportunity to listen to, I know this is a very big dream, and I was so moved to the extent of I became a member instantly. Instantly, I joined the Orange Club that very day. So definitely, I'm going to be part of this big dream. Definitely, with the development going around and the investment opportunity, this is not a fluke or a scam. This is reality. The buildings are there to see. The farmland is there. So I'm inviting people to come around and at least enjoy themselves. By the grace of God, this place shall grow bigger and bigger. Thank you so much.
What the wow effect for you? Just maybe 3 things. I know you have a lot. The wow.
The wow there is that when I said 3,000 hectares of land, I say in Lagos, I mean Ogun State here, then the development, the serene environment and the natural air. Everything here is natural. No noise, there is no generator or anything that is disturbing. I ran away from Lagos at least to have a getaway relaxation, and for the past 24 hours I can see a difference in myself. Wow. I did exercise and I'm going away with a wonderful carrot, and I bought items. Definitely I'm coming back. Definitely I am coming back here.
Thank you. Let me also, for the benefit of people who have not been there before. Okay, this is another one.
Looking for a perfect getaway destination for your next holidays? Honeymoon, agri trainings and excursions, retreats, camping, conferences, parties, and so many more? Extra Large Farms and Resorts is the best place for you. Situated along Idiroko Expressway of Ogun State, giving you a feel of two countries in one. With its proximity to the Francophones and closeness to nature, your dream getaway moment is sure. Offering 5-star luxury accommodation with complimentary breakfast, waterfall, swimming pool, cinemas, animal rides, indoor and outdoor games, massive scenery of an integrated farming system, and so much more. Book a tour now. Call or chat 0916-776-2322 and 0913-491-9074 or visit www.agritechcity.com.
Thank you, everybody. I want to believe you enjoyed that presentation. Now, let me quickly round up with this. This new resort offers all the luxury, but at a very affordable rate. Last week, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, I was in a conference at a hotel, and then the rooms are about 238,000 per night. The other day we were at Ebony Life for a meeting, and then the rooms were, I think the cheapest room was about 95,000. The room was so tight, so tiny. The bed sheets were in fact, no. Let me not even talk about it so that it won't be like we are trying to. What Extra Large is offering, honestly, is luxury at a very, very affordable rate. Now, let me shock you with this. We have an estimated 100 billion naira revenue annually planned on this city, even from this initial stage. 100 billion naira revenue. That's why I said you should take your pen. I'm not talking about 100 million. I'm not talking about 1 billion. I'm not talking about 10 billion. I'm talking about 100 billion. And somebody is asking me how we're going to achieve that. Let me give you a very simple example. School excursions. How many schools? Let's not talk about too many states all over. Let's just base ourselves on Lagos and Ogun State alone for now. Oyo is still there. All the Southwestern states are still there. People have already booked tours now from Abuja coming to AGRITECHCITY. There are some people now, they have paid for their Christmas and everything. They've paid down now. Some have booked us for retreat that they are coming from Port Harcourt and different places. They are booked. Some are booked for January, some for February. Understand? But now we just want to even say, okay, let's even leave all those ones. Let's say we are only basing on Lagos and Ogun State alone. What's the population of people in Lagos State? We have between 26 to 28 million people living in Lagos State. And at least about 3 million or 4 million of this population in Lagos State can afford holidays. Let's take Ogun State. We have a population of about 20 to 21 million people in Ogun State. If you add the population together, you have 28 there, you have 21, that's about 49 million. Now, Extra Large is bent on taking just 1 million out of this population. And don't forget that we are offering luxury at a very affordable rate. We are bringing something that is supposed to be for the high class and bringing it to the middle and average class so that everybody can be able to afford it. Now, so we have an estimated revenue, annual revenue at 100 billion. 1,000 schools in Lagos and Ogun State alone, at an average of 200 students, it will give us 600 million naira annually. Retreats, conferences, and trainings from 200 big companies. We just mentioned only the big companies, 200 companies that can afford to send 20 personnel each. Meanwhile, we have some companies right now, like Multipro, like the International Distillery, and some of those companies. We have them already now that they are bringing like 150 people for retreats, for trainings, for conferences, for end of the year parties. We already have some financial institutions now that they want to do their end of the year party, and they're staying for like 3 days. Some are staying for 2 days, and so on and so forth. So we are not dreaming too big. We just said only 200 companies within Lagos and Ogun State for now that can afford to send 20 personnel, and they can afford 200,000 for about a 2 or 3 days, program, which we have been reaching out to them, and the responses are fantastic. The responses are fantastic. Let me give you an example quickly. We have about 4 different categories of rooms at Extra Large. Our cheapest room, which is a standard room, is about 50,000 naira, followed by the deluxe room, which is 65,000. We have very few VIP rooms because at the beginning, when we were just, we were just dreaming, we just were happy to build a family home for everybody in Extra Large. We honestly didn't know the amount of wealth that is inside tourism business. So we did just a very few VIP rooms, thinking, oh, this room is expensive, 100,000, how many people can afford it? Do you know that now there is some of our VIP rooms that people are offering to pay for 1 year, telling us, one room is 100,000 per night. So for 365 days, somebody is willing to pay 36.5 million and say, close it. I don't want anybody to come there. So that anytime I come, let the room be my own. To the extent that we are even advising them, okay, why don't you use the money to go and buy a house? We also have houses in our estate. Buy the house so that it's yours. No, it's not the house I want. It is this particular room that I want. Telling you how ready people are, and willing to pay just to enjoy themselves. So we are talking about 200 big companies that can spend an average of 200,000 per personnel, and they are bringing us only 20 personnel. That means you can get an average of about 4 million naira on such from each company, and we have 200 of them. That's another 800 million naira. Now we go ahead to talk about church retreats. Many of us here, you have even chatted us, you have called us. My church wants to come for retreat. My old school association wants to come for this. My cooperative wants to come for this. Many of you have already put all those things down. Some have NGOs. There's one of us here who has an NGO that they are coming to AGRITECHCITY with about 150 to 200 people. The challenge we've been having so far now is where to keep them, because we only have 50 rooms at the moment. And they have decided that whatever it takes, they're going to manage it like that. So we have another set on that church retreat with about 300 churches. Are we talking about 300 churches in Lagos and Ogun State? My people, let me even hear you before I continue further. Can we be talking about 300 churches in Lagos and Ogun State? We all know what churches and mosques, how religious our people are. I want to hear you, please. Are we talking about just 300? Just 300?
That's underrated. It's underrated.
God bless
So
you.
I said that the way we are going, we need more. We need more accommodation.
Thank you very
We are
much.
building more.
Thank you. Thank you. That is what I want to hear from you. It is underrated. What are we talking about? 300. In Nota alone, I can bring 300 churches. And we have reached out to, like tomorrow now, by God's grace, Wednesday, we're having another familiarization tour. There's something we do, and we will allow you also to be able to do partake of it every month until further notice. We are doing it. We are getting to heads head of parastatals, organizations, head of anywhere that they have crowd. And we are bringing them for a free familiarization business luncheon at Extra Large, so that they will come around and see it for themselves, and bringing their people will not be a difficult thing anymore. I remember the first time we reached out to one of these very big companies. The company has about 4,500 workers in their scheme. And out of these 4,500 workers, they have only about maybe 2,000 or so, 1,008 casual workers. All the other ones are, permanent staff, and they must treat them every year. So when we got there, their HR was like, oh, where is the place? And we just showed them the video on the phone, and it was like, do you mean this place is in Ogun State? No. We went to invite them for a familiarization tour that was to take place in about 3 weeks to the time we went there to tell them about the facility. And it was like, no, sorry, we cannot wait till any 3 weeks. So we are coming there tomorrow. Lo and behold, they came there the following day. They drove down by themselves, and they were like, what? This is just the end. There and then, they began to put calls to all their senior managers, doing a video tour by themselves. Say, we have found what we are looking for. Meanwhile, we later got to realize that they had been having issues. All their expatriates are complaining that they want to take them somewhere, they don't like the place, or they are taking them to somewhere far away, and the distance is so far, and they have to be stuck in traffic, and blah, 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 yet they don't enjoy themselves. And they said it's too close to the road, the noise is too much. They have complaints. And they were telling us that this is just the perfect place. They were there for about 1 hour, no noise, everything was fresh. We offered them drink, and it was smoothie, a blend of about 5 to 7 different fruits. And they were like, no, this is just the end of the world. There and then, the company gave us 5 contracts. There and then. Now they've us from October 5 different events that they are bringing to Extra Large. So we are talking about, the first one we spoke about was 1,000 schools, within Lagos and Ogun State. Then we talked about the second one, which is 200 companies, just 200, which we know is underrated. 200 companies within Lagos and Ogun State that are capable of, sponsoring their staff for events, minus other smaller companies that they may not be able to afford that much, but at least they can afford 10,000 for vacation. You can imagine that one. They can afford 10,000 naira for vacation. Then we talk about the churches, about 300 churches at an average of 100,000 spending per person, at 50 people per church, which is very, very small. Guess how much that will give us? Let me repeat myself again. 300 churches at an average of 100,000. We are going to send this right up onto your something so you can have a proper look at it. Take your calculator and calculate these things. So these things are not, we are not just bringing bogus figures and everything. These are facts supported by data in Nigeria. So 300 churches that can come with 50 people, for example, that can pay 100,000 for like a 2-day treat at AGRITECHCITY. And that gives us how much? Guess what? 1.5 billion naira. 1.5 billion naira. Then we talk about another visit of families. Just average families, they're just looking for where to go to. And in the whole of the 48 million population within Lagos and Ogun State, we are taking only 1 million people that can afford to spend 100,000 on themselves in a whole year. How many of us in this WhatsApp group cannot afford that? How many of your own friends do you know that they can also afford that? So we are talking about just 1 million people in the whole of Lagos and Ogun State. Let me give you a typical example. If only 1,000 people, for example, are bent on saying we want to get 100 people, everybody, you just do the math. You are hitting the figures, and that's how we do 1 million visitors at AGRITECHCITY. And guess how much that will give us? Because that's our target. We opened AGRITECHCITY on the 12th of June by the special grace of God. And in July, we were set, that this month we have a target because we are just opening, let's just see how things will be. And so we said, well, we want to receive minimum 3,000 visitors into this city in this month of July. Guess what? By the 10th of July, Sir and Ma, we already had about 1,800 and something visitors into AGRITECHCITY who paid to come. These 1,800 people, we have a mixture of children there that came from schools. There was a particular time within 2 weeks, we had about 5 or 6 different schools, some coming with 150 children, some coming with 180 children, you know, and so forth and so on. And we had different, the Federal Road Safety people, they came there for an event, the whole of custom, from the Controller General in Abuja, you know, and within 2 weeks, we had already recorded 1,800 people. Before the end of the month, we were able to achieve that. So all these figures that we are saying, these figures are real. That's 100 billion naira revenue that is looking at us in the face, and we have no excuse but to begin to tap from this under maximized potential, you know, in the Nigerian economy. Now, I want to just ask you this question. How can you join a team of smart visionaries and go-getting people to begin to tap from this unmaximized sector? Even if you are just to make 100 million by yourself, since we're talking about 100 billion, that means there is room for everybody. Let me show you. 100 billion. You can do it on your own, this thing too. 100 billion is 0 with 9 figures after your 100. Divide it by 100 million. That means if we have 1,000 focused people in this group that says, me too, I'm going to cut my share, even if we are up to 1,000, everybody will still be able to have their own share of that 100 million naira. And it is just very simple. All the highlights that we have done, we said 1,000 churches, 1,000 schools, for example. That means, and we are 1,000 that want to share from this 100 billion. So that means if we have 1,000, everybody just takes one school, and you're already part of what we are talking about. We have said 200 companies, which is even too small. We have said 300 churches, which is even too small, which means if you commit yourself to say, okay, I am just going to get a church that has 100 people, I'm going to get a school that has 200 people, I'm going to get a company that can sponsor 20 people, and so on and so forth. I'm going to get 100 families in the course of a whole year that must visit AGRITECHCITY and sleep over, and you begin to do all those calculations like that. You will be plugging yourself into 100 million naira revenue business, and you are the CEO of your own business. All these figures, by our next class, we are now going to spread it out. What must you do to eat your 100 million? There are 3 different categories of options I'm going to give us to where to fall into. The year, I bet you are not making less than 10%, according to the commissions and everything that we have spelled out, which is already existing on the website right now, especially for all our holiday members. If you're netting in that figure annually, it means that you are making your full profit of nothing less than 10 million naira. On providing service, sir, that you are not even investing any money. Just providing a service. What is the service? Just helping people to get the information that there is a place they can come for their holidays. There is a place they can come for their trainings, for their events, for their parties, for their get-togethers, you know, getaway holidays, and so on and so forth. That's just the service you want to provide. This one does not even need any startup capital. And you do it well, you are focused on it. You know, how many products can you sell in the Nigeria of today that you can make that kind of profit without having to open a big warehouse, open a shop, hire people that will work for you and all that? But I'm telling you about this one that you can do by yourself without making too much noise, and you'll be netting in your money, only that you need to work with strategies. You know, there's hard work and there's smart work. So the smart work is what we want to be talking about in this group, in our subsequent meetings, how you can net in the 100 million revenue. And you know that definitely, if you're able to hit your 100 million, then definitely you are in for a 10% minimum in commission and bonuses, which will give you 10 million naira. Now, I want you to ask yourself and begin to picture by yourself what you are going to do with an extra 10 million naira. Remember that this is not your major business. This is just a side business. This is just a side source of income. You already have other things that you're doing, or maybe many of you are even retirees, or you are still in active service, but now you have the opportunity to earn another 10 million naira that was not planned for. And that 10 million naira that you don't really even need to invest much into it, except maybe you just dedicate like 1-2 hours every day to ensure that you spread the news on your WhatsApp, on your Facebook. Once in a while, you go out, you meet with people, introduce your business to them, and then the money begins to come in. That is one option. I want to hear your excitement about that before I tell you the second option. Let me hear your excitement about it.
There's serious excitement in my spirit, though. My body is just like, wow. So excited.
So much joy.
Fantastic.
You have to start selling shares.
It's like you should start now.
You have to start selling shares. Let's buy shares in this episode. Let's buy shares.
Please, let me ask everybody one question. One very, let me ask all of you a question. Everything you heard tonight, is it real? Is it possible? Is it achievable?
It is.
It's
achievable. It's possible.
Yes.
Very achievable.
Very achievable.
No exaggeration at all.
Thank you very much. Who said that? Who said no exaggeration?
I said that.
We have brought it to the barest minimum. The figures we brought out tonight are at the barest minimum. There is nobody that can tell me that we have only 1,000 schools in the whole of Nigeria. There is nobody that can tell me. And you know what this school, let me tell you another secret about schools, especially in Nigeria. They must go. It's a must. They must, because by the time they are paying school fees for your children, they've already charged it. So they are under pressure to look for where they will take the children to. To the extent that these days they even take children to ShopRite and all those things because there is nowhere to take them to. So most people have seen it happen, even when we were at our smaller facility in Nairobi, when they hear about, they are going to a farm, and inside that farm, there's this, there's that. The excitement is always there. And many times you or whatever of the school coming before the day they are supposed to. Oh no, this is where. So how can we not say we have only one schools in the whole of Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, and different other places that will be coming for that? How can we say we have only 300 ABBA? How can we say we have only 200 companies? Do you understand what I'm saying now? Not still talking about group of friends, families, different things like that make us to achieve our thing. So what you need, the only obstacle between you and that 100 million personal revenue, don't forget that the projected revenue for the extra large group is 100 billion, at least in the first 2 to 3 years, because after that we are moving up. But for you as a person, your own 100 million cuts of this thing that will end up giving you your own personal profit, not revenue. No, revenue is different from profit. Revenue is all the money that came in for the business. Profit is your own personal one that you can say, yes, if I like, I use this one to eat cake. Whatever you like, do with it. And your own personal one is 10 million, just by promoting the business, by word of mouth, by taking it serious, committed to it, and making sure that every day I just want to work 1 hour. Just 1 hour. Or 3 times in a week.
No.
Or just 3 times in a week is what I want to do. That's part one. Let me tell you another hidden one, which I want every smart person tonight to grab as we close. If we are talking about receiving 1 million people at AGRITECHCITY per annum. You can see me removing my glasses now. 1 million people at AGRITECHCITY per annum. It means that we are going to have an average of about 83,344 per month. So let's even approximate it at 84,000 per month. 84,000 per month divided into 4 weeks will give us another 21,000 per week. Now let's imagine that out of these 24,000 people wants to come to AGRITECHCITY per week from different parts of wherever they are coming from. Let's imagine that, okay, maybe even 20,000 of them are going to come and go that same day, which is not possible. Most people who come for vacation now at AGRITECHCITY, they end up sleeping over. Many of you that came, especially this last weekend, I will open the floor for you to talk now. You know what you suffered. You're like, no, now I can't just live like this. Many people left grudgingly. I should have planned to stay over. And many of them are here. Of that man that came from Facebook came for the first time and he was like, no, I'm coming back again. And of course, he has even registered for the Orange Club, meaning that he has qualified for another 2 days and 1 night, treat. Everybody wants to come back. And how a viable product, how a profitable product, how a sustainable product and company is that company that has a product, that the sales are redemanded. The sales, the demand for their product or service has a repetitive demand. It's not something that a customer buys once and they don't want to try it again or they don't need it again. That's not what we have here. We have a situation whereby even though you have come there before, you still want to come back again. So if 21,000 people are coming there weekly, let's assume that only 20,000 are going and coming the same day, maybe for vacation, maybe for excursion or many other things. Then 4,000 that have to stay there for 1 in a week, sir. Where are we going to put them? Where are we going to house them? And they have their money and they are ready to pay. I just told you our most patronized room now at AGRITECHCITY is the VIP room at 100,000 naira per night. People, they don't see it as expensive at all. They are ready to pay. They are paying. Some have booked it down now for so long, The market is there. Why will you now have your own money stashed up in your bank account and they are giving you 3%, 4% per annum? Why will you also have the same money, especially for people who already have a house, a roof over their head? You have a place where you are living now, or you don't even have a place because, sometimes, like what we did personally is that our first building was not our personal house. Our first building in life was not a house that we wanted to be living. It was a business place that we built first. So if you have your money and the first thing you're thinking about is how to build a personal house that you're going to stay, what value is that going to give to you? But now you are plugging yourself into a ready-made market. You can see, we all have seen tonight, the huge demand that is already waiting for anybody that decides to play smart by owning a property inside XTRALARGE AGRITECHCITY. You can see it already now. It's not just about you owning a house, no. It's not just about you buying a property, no. It's not just about you buying a parcel of land. It's about you plugging yourself into an everlasting phenomenon. Plugging yourself into a generational profitable entity. That's what you're doing. You're not just buying land or buying a house. By owning either a parcel of land or a house inside extra large agri-tech city. The demand is already there. Now, let me round up by saying this. Let's imagine that you have a 2-bedroom apartment inside extra large agri-tech city. For now, our plan is just 400 houses. That's our plan for now. Just 400 houses inside extra large agri-tech city. What happens? You have 365 days in a year. Yes or no? Okay. Now, let's assume that for whatever reason, maybe because of off-season periods or blah, 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 whatever, let's even assume that at the barest minimum in a whole year, remember we have 52 weekends in a year. Let's imagine that people took your apartment that is inside Agritech City, that there is huge demand because people need to stay somewhere, and the rooms offered by us, we have 50 rooms now, we're already building another 126. It is not enough. The people coming from this distillery company alone, the addition of the 50 and 26 room that we just want to build is still not enough. There are members of Foursquare Church here. We have like 20-something parishes now that have submitted their destiny to us, that have been picking their dates for the days they want to come for their program. And none of them is less than 30 couples. None of them is less than 30 couples. And we have 30 couples by 24 branches that have already reached out to us already. You can imagine. So let's imagine that in a whole year that you have 52 weeks, you only have 30 of the weeks, of the weekends, that somebody is taking your house only for 2 nights in a week, in a whole week, only 2 nights. And even those 2 nights, you only have 30 weeks in a whole year. Now, let's imagine, because the 2-bedroom VIP for 100,000 per night, we are investigating between 2,000. Let's even imagine that we decide to throw it as a bonanza. Don't forget that these houses you are going to build in Agritech, it has the sitting room, it has the guest toilet in the sitting room, it has 2 bedrooms and suites, it has a kitchen, it has 2 balconies, it has a dining area, it has a bar inside. And you're offering that for about 200,000. Let's even crash it down to 150,000, for example. And somebody is taking your house only 2 days in a week and only 30 weeks out of 52 weeks in a year. That's giving you an estimated revenue of 300,000 for the 2 days in a week times the 30 weeks that they have taken, another average of about 9 million naira in revenue annually, apart from the one you are doing on the tourism promotion. This one, we're talking about the one on your property that you don't even need to lift a finger. Extra Large is doing everything for you. Tell me where you will have a 2-bedroom apartment, even in Lekki, that they will be paying 9 million naira. Tell me. I want to hear your excitement about that as we begin to run. I want to hear your excitement.
Awesome. Wow.
Don't forget that the 400 houses are not even enough with all our estimations and everything that we are seeing. And we are all working together to make sure that this thing becomes a reality.
Even in Ikoyi, you cannot get such money. The maximum for a 2-bedroom is 6.57 million.
Thank you very much. And this is a place where you are in a family. That is why everybody that is going to buy into the houses or whatever, we have a personal relationship. We know you. Number one, you are first a member of Extra Large. So we know you have our passion. We are thinking alike. We are thinking the same way. You understand? That's why we don't want to just call anybody from anywhere, that will come and spoil everything that we have. No. Are you getting what I'm saying? Look at the revenue you can net in on housing alone inside our city. Plus, it's your house forever. Don't forget that. Plus, you yourself will be able to come in at will. Don't forget, we're only estimating just 2 days out of 1 week and only 30 weeks out of 15 weeks. That is an average of just 60 days inside the 365 days, which means you still have the house to yourself for another 305 days that you will say, I'm not doing business. in these 305 days that are here, I just want to come into my house and chill and relax with my family. Don't give it out to anybody. Even if you decide to stay in your house for 305 days, you still have another 60 days only to make business in the whole year and netting about 9 million naira. Wow. So if we are telling you that, oh, the property, the 2-bedroom apartment, for example, at XTRALARGE AGRITECHCITY is selling for 35 million, you don't ever go compare it with Shebi is just somewhere in Ogun State. No, it's not somewhere in Ogun State. It is a generational money-making venture. It is an everlasting phenomenon you are plugging yourself into. Something that you will even hand over to your own children's children. It's like you are owning the result by yourself. That's what it means. Now, right now, there are no more 1-bedrooms. The minimum we have now at AGRITECHCITY are 2 bedrooms and above. And the 2-bedroom right now is selling for 35 million because from the money we are generating from this sales of the houses, we are still adding more value to the city, adding more value. For example, let me tell you, there is no house in Agritech that is going to be running on their own personal generators. No, it's not allowed because that's where noise comes from. There is no house that will need to dig their borehole by themselves. No, it will be giving us some level of pollution. Everything is centralized. You know, the cleaning system, the security system, the maintenance, everything is run. You know, you have a house in a place where there is monitoring. Your house is not just the other lock and key. Some people are taking care of the property even when you are not around. The minimum for right now is 35 million naira for the 2-bedroom apartments. We have the 3-bedroom apartments at 50 million naira. We have the 4 and 5-bedroom duplexes at 80 million naira. We have the 7 and 10-bedroom villas. Those villas even they'll be having their own swimming pool right inside their own house. Those ones are going for 110 million naira inside the XTRALARGE AGRITECHCITY. Now, if anybody is interested in that one, the first thing you need to do is just pay your 100,000 naira application fee, at least to know that, okay, I'm interested and we go ahead and secure a slot for you. Number 2, start with at least 10% of whichever category that you have, that you're planning to go into. And then you have the opportunity to spread the payment over 2 years. That opportunity is still very mindful. Let's open our eyes and tap into this, heavy gold mine. Another very big opportunity that we're going to give us tonight in this group, very, very hot, very, very juicy. Somebody says 35 million. I know I can raise 35 million, but I'm not sure I will be able to raise it in 2 years. And I don't want to put myself under pressure or this or that. There's so many people like that here. But you love what we're talking about tonight and you want to be a part of it. I have a good news for you. Tonight, we are giving anybody that is interested the opportunity to own a parcel of land. I must not tell you any lies. We cannot sell any plot of land in AGRITECHCITY right now for less than 20 million. So you are not buying a whole plot. No, we will not sell a whole plot to you. Like I said, AGRITECHCITY is not just land. You now understand what AGRITECHCITY means very well. So we are only selling a portion of land for you that is big enough to build the type of already existing 2-bedroom apartments that we have built right now. By the special grace of God, by our next meeting, I will make sure I do that meeting from AGRITECHCITY. So we can be able to take you, or we'll do a video tomorrow and send it to you. You see how spacious the houses are. 2-bedroom apartment, if you see the sitting room, somebody came from Lagos and were like, this is the size of like the whole flat. That is just the sitting room here. You have very massive sitting room. You have a guest toilet at the sitting room. You have a lobby in front. You have the bar area. You have the dining. You have a very spacious kitchen. You have 2 rooms and suites. Each room has their own toilet and everything. You have a backyard, and a garden at the back. That is enough size for you to do anything that you want to do. And that is the size we are giving. So that at least the portion of land we are giving you right now is okay enough to build a standard world-class 2-bedroom apartment. Guess what? We are offering that to you at 6 million naira only. And it is yours for life, forever and ever. Number one. Number two, we have also carefully designed different strategies and offers that will encourage you to be able to build. Let me give you a typical example of what we've done. From the moment you're paying your money and you are paid up to half, we will begin to show you the cost, foundational cost, for example. You want to do your foundation. If you need, let's imagine that you need 1,000 blocks. Each block right now is selling, each piece of block right now is selling for 415 naira. So that means for the 1,000 blocks that you need, you only need 450,000 naira on blocks. Now, we also know that for every 100 blocks, you need 1 bag of cement. So that means for your 1,000 blocks, you only need 10 bags of cement, for example. So we're going to set this cost. How much is a bag of cement right now? 5,000 to 5,500 at most. So with 55,000 naira, you already have 10 bags of cement that will be needed for your foundation level. You need a tipper of sharp sand. You need a tipper of gravel, and so on and so that. So everything will be spelled out for you. And from the moment you begin to pay up to half of your land money, we are going to help you open a project account. Don't forget that right now, to the glory of God, I forgot to share you that good news. XTRALARGE now has an investment arm of the company, duly registered by the Corporate Affairs Commission. So we have ACE XTRALARGE Investment Company that is capable of doing savings, loans, thrifts, investments, and all those things. We are duly registered for that right now. So we're going to, dive fully into that also. We are just, taking our time to face the projects that we are running right now at AGRITECHCITY. So you can open a project account so that the day you have money for your 10 bags of cement, you pay it there. And what do? We buy your cement and keep it somewhere for you. The day you have money for 200 blocks, 90,000 naira, you pay, keep your blocks for you. One day, we'll give you a call, sir, you already have 500 blocks. We can start something. We say, hey, okay, what do I need to do next? And before you know it, your foundation is already done. So we are even encouraging you. We are the architects, we are the engineers, we have all our professionals on ground, so that even if you don't visit that place, your building will be ongoing. And we all know that XTRALARGE integrity is the watchword here. So it's not just about buying the land to keep. We are going to also push you, encourage you to ensure that, this thing becomes a reality for you and a reality for all of us in the XTRALARGE family as well. Another last good I want tonight. This land is offered right now, going now at a promo price for 6 million naira. After this promo is going to 10 million, but for now, is offering at 6 million naira. Guess what? With your initial deposit of 100,000 naira for the application fee, you have already told us, I am interested. Keep a slot for me. 100,000 naira. Part one. And from that 100,000 naira, we shall be doing it in groups of every 2 weeks, that we can invite you all to come over to AGRITECHCITY to come and understand the dream physically. It's not just about this one we are saying on phone, on the computer. Come over there. With your 100,000 deposit, we are even giving you a free night stay at XTRALARGE. Come, see physically. We spend time with you to fully understand what you are plugging yourself into, that this is a generational, wealth that you are building not only for yourself, but for your family as a whole. Then you go ahead to make your initial deposit of 1 million naira. Once you make that deposit of 1 million naira, you already have that parcel of land. Then the remaining 5 million naira, you even have the liberty to spread it over between 6 months to 1 year. And don't forget that you're also doing business as a tourism professional with XTRALARGE, excuse me. And you are able to even raise the money for your house. If you take your tourism business, very well, seriously, and you are focused on it, if you are generating a 10 million profit from this same business and you have just 5 million to pay for your land, please, is it going to be a problem? I need your answers, please.
Oh man.
It's not going to be a problem. So the only problem between you and owning that house is just starting. Is just start. Just take a step. Start first. Take a step. I tell you the truth today. If we sat down, looking at the animosity of the project at AGRITECHCITY, if we sat down to begin to do the costing and everything, we will not start. We won't start because it will be so big. It can be frightening. It can be this, so we just do what? We take a step at a time. A step at a time. And you just discover that you're moving forward. You were no longer where you were yesterday. Today is already better than yesterday. Tomorrow will be better than today. And that's how you begin to move forward, forward, and forward. Let me close now. I'm not talking again.
No. Oh my God.
It's over to you to do the talking now. Let me see your hands up. I think we've already spent more than 1 hour, but I want to ask, was it a waste of time coming here tonight, spending your data in this tonight? Was it a waste of time?
No. We really enjoyed. We really learned a lot.
Thank you very much.
It's a wonderful
Thank you.
experience. I'm enjoying the class.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Thank
We
you.
are enjoying all the good news.
You.
We are ready for the land now, ma. Can we buy
Bless you, MD. MD, this is Queen number 1 from US.
Who is buying now?
I'm buying Fumilayo Feed.
We are buying.
Fumilayo Feed number 1 is buying. Let me take my pen and pen.
MD, I lost the information about the cost.
Ma?
I didn't get the price. I network was kind of
6 million.
Oh, okay. So I said if you are buying the house, it's 35 million naira for the house. And you can start application fee of 100,000 and you can pay your initial 10 million of the cost. Either the 35 million or the 50 million, whatever, 70 million or 110 million. But we are offering a special program in case you feel you are not feeling so comfortable with the price of the house and you just want to start buying the land. The only advantage between the people that are buying the house and the people that are buying land, the people that buy the house, they would have started earning before the land people. But at least you started. Okay? So 6 million naira is what we are offering. And like I said, we are not
for the land.
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a full plot of, but it's okay enough. Tomorrow, by God's grace, for all of us we are going to add it to a group. We have the advanced tourism group and then the billionaires mindset for tourism. We have those 2 groups. I'm going to do a very good video and send you the size of house that you are going to be on this parcel of land that you are. And that land now is going for 6 million naira. If you have your full money and you pay, bye-bye, you already have the house forever. In fact, CEO, what shall we do for anybody who pays? Number 1, you have an application, Abby. Number 2, we are going to give you 200 pieces of block that will form part of your foundation. Woo!
Let's buy the land now.
I'm not going to give you 3 days holiday at XTRALARGE AGRITECHCITY. Just come and enjoy it.
Number 1,
free.
Wow.
MD. We have. When is this promo? When does it last?
What
From
is
now
the
to when?
It has started now. So everybody interested, you will go and pay your 100,000. I will give you the account number to make the payment to. Pay your 100,000 application fee. That's number 1. Send an email to info@agritechcity.com. I have paid 100,000. Or if you are taking 2, I pay 200. Or if I'm taking 5, I'm taking 5. Somebody called yesterday from the US. He said he wants to buy 6. that he wants to name each after children. You know,
His
he's
children.
already thinking
Wow.
not himself, he's already about his children. So you pay your 100,000 naira per slot of the land. It's not a plot, please don't forget. It's 250 square meters. That is okay enough for you to build a very, very spacious 2-bedroom apartment. And that is what we are all building. You will follow the plans because we want all the houses to look the same. And XTRALARGE will be taking care of all the buildings, engineers, everything is there. So you don't need to bother your head about somebody is scamming you, or one contractor is collecting your money, they are not doing your job, or they are doing substandard job. We don't want any houses to come and start falling inside. So we will take care of everything, but we only tell you the cost. And I tell you, in all fairness, take that cost to anywhere, you will see that we are being very, very fair. So 100,000 initial application fee right now, then your 1 million naira initial deposit. But for those who are paying their full money, you're having your instant allocation, and we are going, in fact, we will push you that you will start building on that parcel of land. We want to see you building. So Fumilayo Fidi is number 1. Congratulations, man.
Yes, thank you. One slot of land and 1 2-bedroom.
Of cement. CEO said he's giving you 10 bags of cement extra again.
Whoa!
10 bags of cement.
Thank you,
200 pieces of blocks. 3 days holiday.
MD, I have a
I'm
question.
number 2.
Hey, MD.
Hello, my friend.
Hello,
We start building tomorrow.
You start
MD.
Hello, ma.
Today we start building tomorrow.
MD.
Yes, please. Yes, I can assure you of that. You pay fully today, you start building tomorrow. Yes.
Don't worry, man. Just give us the account details.
MD.
Okay. You have paid already.
Yes, ma.
Let me get your name so that I can.
I'm not saying the account details, ma.
Account details is Zenith Bank.
MD.
Zenith
Hello.
101 728 7170.
7170.
Please,
The total will be 1.1, ma.
101 I think somebody
the
should
number on the
write
WhatsApp group.
Please.
Yes.
MD, can we put all these details in the WhatsApp group of the Billionaires Club that you
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, ma. Okay, ma.
Yes.
So the initial deposit
So,
is 1.1.
who is the second person? I have not seen the second person.
No.
Okpayemi Babalola is the second person. Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you, ma.
Who is number 3?
Number 3, Mr. Akinwumi Oshinake.
Yes.
Mr. Akinwumi Oshina. Please check it for him now.
It's already between Agbara and somewhere. It's in Lagos.
Oh, somebody is asking for the location. So sorry.
Yeah.
You know now, location, excuse me, please. Now, XTRALARGE is a city, is a location in the world. I'm so excited about that. XTRALARGE is just a location. So, but if you need to know where exactly it is, this is the best description I'm giving you. If you are coming from Lagos and you can find your way to Covenant University in Ota. XTRALARGE AGRITECHCITY is another 40 minutes drive from Covenant University in Ota. Now, it is also 20 minutes away from the Nigerian border, Idiroko border, telling you that you are indirectly buying a house in 2 countries. Because 1 minute you are in Nigeria, the next 20 minutes you're already in the Benin Republic. Now, we have a lot of people coming from Cotonou, from Côte d'Ivoire, Togo, and all that, and they come to AGRITECHCITY for their weekends. There are some, they just come to eat Nigerian food. All these Francophone people, they come on Sunday evening, some bring their family, they come to swim, they do all that, and they leave. Some sleep. So it's like you are buying a house in 2 countries at a time. That's the location. Congratulations. Number 4, who is number 4, please? Who is number 4? Who is number 4? Who is number 4, please? What if I buy the 2-bedroom house? How much will I be getting on the short let? Yes, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, only that your own is already ready now. You understand? Your own is ready, and then you need finishes. Oh my God. All the tiles inside this room. Tomorrow, by God, I'm going to do a video there. I'll post it on Facebook. I'll post it everywhere so you will see. Spanish tiles. You need to see the finishing. In fact, a set of doors. After we finish doing that door, you know, those doors at that AGRITECHCITY, I felt like pulling down all the doors in my house. I feel like I should just go and remove all the doors in my house, just go and throw them away, because it's looking so fine. It's even finer than one we have inside the rooms now at AGRITECHCITY. The ones in the estates, you know, they are the most recent doors. The door.
Excuse me, ma. Can I ask a question, ma?
The POP. Please go ahead, ma. Please go ahead.
Yeah. You said the 2 bedrooms are ready.
Yes.
And it's 35 million. We're allowed to pay over 2 years.
Yes, but
so
you
that
will
means
not take possession until you finish
the payment.
Yes. But if you want to buy today, ready-made, collect your key. We have ready now.
My God. You are touching something. Okay. I'll take a plot and I'll take a 2-bedroom.
Woo!
So I will pay the 3.5 initial deposit with the 100 for that one.
Woo! Who is talking, please?
My name is Fumi Pidi.
Okay. So I'm booking 2-bedroom for you and 2 plots of the land, 2 slots of the land.
One slot of the land.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
For taking that 2-bedroom, let me shock you. See you. Let's shock her. Amafidi.
Yes, ma'am.
We are giving you a 65 inches Samsung 2023 model TV to hang in your sitting room.
Hey. Thank you, MD. Thank you, CEO. I'm so grateful. Start the payment tomorrow.
MD.
I'll do
That
that
number
one.
3. That number 3. That Mr. Akim Yoshinaki is taking a 2-bedroom apartment, not land.
We're moving. Oh.
Do you hear me, ma? That's number 3 candidate.
Mr. Akim Yoshinaki, we are giving you the same thing as well.
You are jealous. It's okay. We are together.
We are also collecting your 60 inches Samsung TV to hang in your city. You also have a 3 days holiday with you and your family, all expense paid by CEO and MD. Anytime you like.
Okay, now 3 days again.
Thank you very much.
This is so much.
Let's have
Thank you.
The bank details so we can start making payments.
So please check my number.
We want to be able to finish this in 6 months.
Please give me, take this number. I would not want to be asking for your number in this general platform, but you can take this one. 080-71-60-60-21. Please tell me immediately after the meeting tonight. Please chat me. If you don't mind putting your number on the platform, I don't yours as well. You know.
Okay.
081-71-60. Who is number 4? I'm waiting for number 4. Governor Mrs. Akilade. I see your mic is unmuted. Mommy Felicia Ojo. Wow. Oh yeah.
No.
Ambassador Shion. Who is number 4? I'm waiting. We must have 10 houses. We must have 10. We must have 10. Oh yeah, who is the next person that is plugging into the... Who is the next? Anybody else? Let me leave you to contact me on WhatsApp. I know some people don't want to make noise. I can see some messages already coming to me. Let me see what message is coming. Oh, okay, I get it. Somebody said, please, this person has even paid. Please don't mention my name. Wow, look at it. This person has already paid though. See, where is camera?
It's Christmas. What is wrong with this internet now?
Look at. Congratulations. Please don't let this opportunity pass you by. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. We're going to have our next class by the special grace of God, expatiating more and building strategies for us to meet all these targets. Don't forget that this dream, this project that we are all building will have, a multiple effect on Nigeria's economy. It will also have a positive impact on the teeming unemployed youth, in Nigeria by the special grace of God. So whatever you are doing now, you are doing for yourself, you are doing for all of us at XTRALARGE, you are doing for people who are going to be employed just because of all these things that we are establishing, and you are doing for Nigeria and posterity as a whole. Thank you, everybody. God bless you. We appreciate you. And I want to pray that for everyone who has purpose in their heart to start this venture today, that the Almighty God will supply all your needs. You will not be dry. The seal of the Lord will accomplish all your heart desires. And the Lord who started complete it. Where you are not expecting help from, immediately after to ring for joy. And you that you thought you would just buy $1,000, you say MD increase it to 3 by the special grace of God. When we come back here next, I'm going to teach you another way of making money, even in this property business. That you can see, there's property, there's tourism, and everything is there. I'm going to now teach you, but I want you to go and look at 5 of your closest friends or contacts that you think can come on board in this wonderful journey that we are entering into. And I will tell you what you are going to do with those 5 contacts and how you are going to rake in some cool millions again from that aspect. I want to believe that everybody is perfect. We don't have any questions, or do we have questions so that we can close? Do we have any questions, any comments, any remarks? Let's just take maybe like 3 or 4. We apologize for your time. We're so sorry that we had to spend more than 1 hour, but I'm very sure you all enjoyed your time here.
Yes, so
thank you very much.
Please,
okay, so
MD, can I be
yes, sir?
add me to the Millionaires platform? I'm only on the XTRALARGE.
Do you mind sharing your contact, sir?
Yeah.
Or you will send you can just catch me on that 081 716 Just share me just say hi to me with your name. So
sorry, man, let me have that number again. I'm running to get the pen.
Okay.
You said the number is 081?
Yes. 081 71 60 60 21.
60 60 21.
60606021.
Okay.
Yes.
I've paid for my 2 slots of registration.
Woo!
Yes, please.
Send the proof. also to that number. They're adding you to the Billionaires Club by the special grace. So don't forget, for the realtors in our midst, when we go back to the group, we're going to talk about the good news that awaits you as well, as you begin to make this a real estate project as well, apart from the tourism aspect of it. Any other question or comments as we close? Any other comments or I have a good news for the people in UK. All our members in the UK, we are reserving about 30 to 40 slots of this for you, so that we can have a UK avenue. Hey,
Wow.
That's great.
Empty swag. Hey.
Who is looking for my trouble there?
It's Ambassador Joe Ma.
Yes, so we have already said
empty swag. Hey,
Governor General, we are giving you 50.
We will see you in camera.
Congratulations. Congratulations, everybody. Meet our famous landlord, though, Governor Gloria Ibe. Yeah. Governor Gloria. Governor Gloria, where are they? Governor Kemi Osawaru, see our landlords, though. It is well. Daddy Paul Enakileru is the first landlord ever in all the estates at XTRALARGE AGRITECHCITY Country Homes. As we speak now, his house is ready. Daddy, you not it on laying out. We put on all the lights yesterday. Your shower is running, your toilets are running, all the doors have been fixed, all the tiles are perfected. We have painted it inside. We have painted it. Daddy Enakileru.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Now.
I am hearing all the good news. I'm hearing all the good news. Thank you very much, Joe. May God continue to bless you, ma'am. The network has just been throwing me on and off. I said I will never leave this. I will never leave this Zoom meeting. I've had the best news this night. Oh, thank you, ma'am.
You are sleeping
the network has just been throwing me on and off. I said I will never go. It's a lie. Devil is a liar.
Did you hear what I said?
Thank you very much.
Finished. All your tiles perfect. Your shower is already running.
Really?
Now. All your doors are complete. UK shower.
UK shower.
Now.
Wow.
Your love friends in that room on October 1st. By God's grace.
October, I'll be there. By God's grace, I'm there. I will be inside.
Yeah, so you're funny.
Thank you.
I'm coming to have shower in that your UK shower, sir.
Yes, so
yes, so
gov, tame.
We will all have shower. Yeah, by God's grace.
Our first landlord.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. So grateful. So grateful.
That's good.
Let a name I'm seeing here. Farmer Elizabeth Olabode. You are one of the you are one of the people that first bought tourism card today. We didn't even have time to talk about tourism card. Oh my God. We'll talk about that in the group. Tourism card we didn't talk about is another money spinner, as it relates to the tourism business. We cannot finish all the business. We just have to go. But I'm sure you are proud that you have a company that is not sleeping. You have a company that is futuristic and planning ahead of time, thinking ahead of time.
Give glory
Pray
to
that
God.
the future is right for all of us in Jesus' name. Thank you, sirs and Mas.
Thank you, ma.
God bless you.
Thank you very
Have a
much,
wonderful
ma'am.
Thank you very much. We love you so much,
Thank you,
ma.
ma. Thank you, ma.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
restful
you, ma.
night.
This
Have a
meeting,
good
ma'am.
night.